Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tourism Virtual Summit 2020. And today we have one of my sisters. I've known her for a while. I went to the same university, by the way. So, hey, DK. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Nina. My name is Jonah. I'm a brand strategist, and I call myself a content clarity coach because I love talking about content. I'm always thinking of what to post and helping people to find clarity with their social media platforms. So I am a podcast host also. And then I host my own live show. So multi-passionate, multi-things, but they're all linked to one thing, teaching people how to communicate and talk better to others.
And that she loves content too. I mean, let me sell her a bit before she starts her presentation. She does clarity, social media content clarity. Like, what do you call it? Is it consultation? Yeah, consultation. So hopefully, if you guys take her serious, you go for your own 15 minutes free consultation. I mean, like, guys, I just booked my own with her, and I'm so looking forward to it. By the time you guys start watching this, you see my content will have increased on social media. What's going on? It is DK. She's giving me the strategy. All right, guys.
We are just making the head swell, but
no. It's the truth. We have to sell ourselves. We are selling ourselves, and the best way to do that is to give out content, whether verbally or post or video. All right, guys, so she's talking about Instagram marketing, what you can post on Instagram to get you that visibility and that brand positioning that you're looking for. So, DK, let's do this. Let's start sharing your presentation.
All right, awesome. So thank you for joining me today. I'm just going to talk about Instagram, what to post on Instagram, because the question I get asked all the time is, what do I post? What do I post? And if you don't understand what to post, or what content is, then it's difficult to understand what to post specifically for your brand, your industry, and your target market. And don't worry, everything will get clear as we go on. So what are we doing today? Yes, so today we are going to just talk about doing market research, something I refer to as the content tree, and then we talk about Instagram content. Because I believe if you understand what you're researching for, then you understand that content is basically information. So what information are you searching for to give people the clarity they need? When it comes to market research could be done in diverse ways. But if you do not know what you're looking for, you do not know what to look for. So we're going to look at what you should look for specifically for your brand. Because we talked about, I wrote here, say potential threats, cost areas, opportunities, information. You can't know all these things if you do not know specifically what you're looking for your brand. So let's get it broad, then we bring it down specifically to do a research. You have to know what you're researching about. So rather than just researching randomly, I've come up with 3 areas you could do your research on. Your research is going to get you information that will build up your content, establish your authority. Because when you're posting on social media, you want people to know, like, and trust you. They can't know, like, and trust you if you're not giving them that information. Always think about it. Will this information make people know, like, and trust me? So the first thing you think about when you're researching is research into the industry. Every business is in a specific industry. The beauty industry is there. Fashion industry and beauty can be merged because sometimes you can belong to 2 industries. But for example, I belong to the business sector. So if I go into a supermarket and I want to pick up a magazine, that is the sector of the aisle I will go to. Someone in sports will go to the sports sector. Someone that is in the media will go to the media sector. Whatever sector you find yourself in a magazine, if you're trying to think of your industry and you feel, okay, I don't really understand what industry I belong to, then think broad, think about what sector of the economy do I support? Does my industry or does my brand support? So for example, the tourism business is a good sector of the economy. So most of you are in this sector. So you are in the tourism sector first. Think about that. So when you're filling out your form on page 1, you're going to write for industry, you're going to write the specific industry you belong to. And I will explain why this is important in a few seconds. All right, so apart from the industry, you think about your target market. Now your target market are the people that you want to reach. So you have to think about, who do I want to reach? Because we can belong to the same industry, or we have different target markets. So for example, I belong to the business sector. My target market is entrepreneurs. So that's two different things. The business sector, and I'm definitely going for small businesses and entrepreneurs, startups. That is my own target market. Your target market could be residential, construction companies that deal solely with residential properties. So you've narrowed it down. Okay, I belong to this industry, the construction industry, but there's only residential properties that I deal with. And if not residential, it's buy to let or buy to sell. Some people are landlords that are willing to buy to let. Some people are just buying to sell to other people, while others just want to rent. So when you narrow down your target market, it's easier for you to create content for the specific group of people you want to reach with your marketing message. And they are united by common characteristics like demographics and behavior. So like I said, I am dealing with entrepreneurs. That's a specific set of people. Small businesses are a specific set of people. So if you understand that those group of consumers that you are trying to reach need to be identified, and they will definitely purchase from you. If you don't identify them, cannot purchase from you, because you can't think about it. If you're trying to hit 10 targets, I put a targets there because I like darts and things like this. But if I try to reach to throw at 10 different targets at the same time, I'm not going to hit any. So if you're trying to satisfy 10 different target markets at the same time, and you're doing it as a solopreneur, you're not going to meet any target. I know people say, oh, you can juggle a lot of things, and then whichever one lands, you pick it up and you start. I know that's just a trick people take, but don't put all your eggs in one basket, but don't have too many targets also, because you need to be specific about who you're trying to satisfy. And this is what it does. It enables the firm to direct its resources to those customers with high potential sales for sales growth, interest in the product, and loyalty to the brand. And this is what I mean. If you're doing an advert, for example, on social media, so what is missing in your target market? What is missing in your industry? Some industries are missing regulations, they're missing communities, they're missing things that could make people collaborate. Some industry are missing specific products for specific people. So you could say, okay, plus size is missing. There is no market for plus size wedding dresses. Everybody's wedding dress is always for people like me and you. So that's something missing, and your brand can meet that need. People don't really know about what to do for traditional weddings. If you're marrying someone from outside the country, a foreign wife or a foreign husband, is there a place they can go and research for information on different traditions? So that is still something that is missing. That could be something that you could create and say, oh, this is missing. I could blog about the Yoruba traditional wedding, the Igbo traditional wedding. I can blog about something like that. I can create content surrounding that. Because you've identified what is missing, you then identify what your brand can do about what is missing. Identifying it is different from creating it, because you can identify something and complain about it. But we're saying, do not complain about what is missing. Say, okay, what can my brand do about this? Can I just bring attention to what is missing and make people aware? Can I create a product or a service that will meet their need? Can I collaborate with others that can meet their need? Do I need to make people sign petitions to meet their need? Because sometimes, like when you did something about cleaning the beach, you understood that something was missing. Then you went ahead and you did it. You did not just complain that, oh, beaches are left dirty and stuff like that. That's, oh, we need to be conscious about our environment. That was an environmental friendly thing that you did for the environment, but it was because you realized something was missing. You created something to prevent that thing from reoccurring. So that's what you need to do. So what I want you to do next is this. I want you to fill out this table for your industry, your target market, and your niche market. The information you get from this table will also guide the content that you create. And something else that guides the content that you create, it's looking at problems and solutions. Think about problem in a certain industry, target market or niche market, and think about the solutions. each solution you provide is a topic. So let's say we have 12 weeks in a year. 12 months in a year, sorry. We have 12 months in a year. You think about 12 problems and 4 solutions. Those are already topics for you for a year. But if you think about it from the industry, from all these other levels, you're even getting much more topics that you can write on, because you want to be able to help your target audience to prevent that pain that they are going through. So think about the problems and the solutions. I said, write out 12 problems and 4 solutions for each of the industry. So my problem is what to post on Instagram. That's a challenge people have in my industry or in my niche markets. Entrepreneurs, DIY entrepreneurs, we want to do everything ourselves. We have a little budget. So what can I post on Instagram? I've identified that as my problem. I then said, okay, what's the solution to this? One solution is telling people, how do I identify my audience? That could be a podcast topic. That could be a blog post. That could be an Instagram post. You can even use just that one topic to create a series that you can write on. Think about it from this perspective. If this was interactive, I would have asked you what's the problem in your industry. But let's try that. What's the problem in your industry, your target market or niche market? So we could make it a little bit interactive and they can see us come up with content for a specific one. Do you want to try? All right. Sure. So what's the problem? Okay. So you give me a problem in your industry, your target market, or your niche market.
Okay. Trying to be visible. Like this summit is about being about visibility. So being visible. Okay. Like example, now I have a tour package I want to sell to people, and probably my the niche market are young people who have a budget. How would I be able to? How will I be able to be visible to my ideal audience? Maybe they are university students or working class people. Maybe those are my targets. So how would I be able to be visible to them so they will actually buy from me?
Okay, awesome. So now we've identified the target audience and we've identified your own need. Your need is to become visible and get their attention. So what kind of topics can you write that will give you this credibility for them to trust you? Because remember, we talked about them knowing you, liking you, and trusting you. When they become loyal to you, they are able to purchase for you. So one topic I can think of from the top of my head is planning a trip on a budget. So you're planning a trip on a budget or budget places you can visit. So you're like, planning a trip on a budget is one topic. So you're sending them to save in advance, tips for saving, and then this is the place, this is how much you can save in a day, what you can cut down on, that's one topic. Then budget places, where are they going to visit when they have their budget? That's another topic that you can post on. Then places they can visit that are friendly or they don't need visas. You have talked about tourist locations. So now we've talked, tourist location is one post. Budget-friendly location is another post. Saving for that travel is another post. Another post can be what to pack and places to visit. So now you've come up with 4 topics for a specific problem you've identified. Now those 4 topics, that's 4 posts. So even if you're posting a blog post or Instagram value-added post once a week, this is a good microblog for you to use your carousel post for, and I will explain. You know, you have this post on Instagram where people can scroll left and right and it's 10 pictures or more telling one story. So for example, if you say, 5 budget-friendly areas that you can visit. Traveling on a budget is not easy, especially when young. These are places that you can visit that the laws are friendly to you. Slide 1 has said that, slide 2 has given them what to expect. Slide 2, we say country 1, country 2, country 3, like that. So that is an old Instagram post that you've created. I refer to it as a microblog or a carousel post. Now, what you want to do with that is you can give all the tips on that post, or you can say, go to the blog to read up the rest. So now what you're doing is you're diverting traffic to your website because that's where they're going to get the purchases done. So you've added value to them and you've told them, you know what, if you want to find out more information, visit my website. I have more information for you. So your website is not independent of your Instagram page. No, they work hand in hand. You cannot just say, I have a beautiful Instagram page, and then you're not redirecting people somewhere. Redirect people to your website to see much more things than what your Instagram page has. And when we're talking about your Instagram page, now that we're talking about it, your Instagram page should be a mix of content. We look at your Instagram page as a magazine, not a catalog and an album. Don't worry, I will explain. Now, an album just has beautiful pictures. So you just say, I visited this place. So as a tourism specialist, you're like, oh, I visited this place, I visited this place, I visited this place, I went to this pool, I went to this pool. Simple, no story behind it. It's just pictures. They could be beautiful pictures, which is not a bad idea. Having awesome pictures is great. I will encourage you to have good pictures. Now, let's take it a step further. A catalog is different. A catalog will say, this is the way I visit. I can take you on this trip. This is the price for this trip. I can arrange a tour for you if you're visiting a specific country. This is the price for my tour. So you're just telling people the price of things that they can get from you. You are not interacting with them. You are not engaging with them. You are not adding value to them at all. Now let's go to the last part, which is a magazine. When you flip through a magazine, you are excited. You see different types of articles. You see a mixture of posts. So what you now realize is your Instagram page should be like a magazine. It should consist of pictures, a catalog, and interesting things that can add value or spark people's attention. You could say, oh, good destinations for honeymoon. That's a good one. You could say, oh, where to propose to someone if you're going there. We arrange your proposal. That's a good one. You could tell people what to pack when you're going for a trip. That's value added. You're adding value to the person. Or when you're going to this specific country, do not have a taser in your bag. Do not have pepper spray. They could arrest you. So you're giving them specific tips for specific destinations. And then you're saying, I actually sell tours to this place. Or these are places you should not visit at night when you're in certain countries. In certain countries, you cannot have public display of affection. Every country is different. Respect the traditional rules. Or you cannot go about taking selfies in certain locations. It's against their custom. Respect the customs and traditions. What you're doing is you are portraying the other nation in a positive light. If you are doing someone that is into tours and things like that. If you're someone that is talking about your country, you're not just going to tell them where to visit. You talk about jollof rice. Oh, this is our favorite food in this nation. You talk about different things that make you proud of your nation. You talk about places they can visit. You may not be gaining something from it, but what you are doing is you're adding value to people. Think about it. What value can I add to my audience? How can I create that magazine-like feel that will leave them wanting for more? Everybody has beautiful pictures. But what makes your brand stand out is the value you can add to your audience. Let them leave you thinking, I want to share this post. Oh, I may not be traveling, but I know someone getting married and she wants to go to a certain country. Please, when you're in this country, ensure that you don't carry a pepper for safety or something. They are sharing your content. So you're creating something shareable. Teams, all I say, I was just using different words to explain what a team is. But teams deal with the big picture and overall meaning that reveal why the story matters. Why does this story matter? Why does this brand matter? For example, someone like Fakoya-Smith, our team she's a vision clarity coach. Our team is about vision boards. That's a major thing. But what do vision boards do for people? They enable them set goals. Goals can become a major team. So she's in the vision board, target markets. The team can be on goal setting. The team can be on how to use your vision board or the uses of your vision board. But what I want you to do now is this. You go to your document, you brainstorm and do a brain dump. A brain dump is anything that comes to your head, just write it down. Do a brain dump of different themes that you can think about. The reason I'm asking you to do a brain dump is you're going to select 3 out of the 20 or 10 or 5 that you write. You're going to focus on 3 themes at a time. So you have a variety of content. So I chose for my brand, I'll show you what I chose for my brand in a while. When we talk about themes, then we move to topics. Topics are derived from themes. They're also referred to as sub-themes or subjects. Now, if mathematics is, sciences are a big theme. Biology, physics, chemistry are topics or sub-themes because they're all under science. Then under these sub-themes or topics, you then have specific questions and topics. that come under them. Those are your content ideas. So under biology, you could have reproduction, you could have, I can't remember much, I'm sorry, I'm not a science student, but you could have different topics. Under chemistry, my sister tells me that I always forget the periodic table. There are different things that you can have. But if you look at it from that perspective, you understand that the topics will lead to more content ideas. Because now we are saying, what content can I create? You're thinking about what content you should create. I didn't just want to tell you what to post. I wanted to get you thinking about why you're posting certain things, how to select your topics that will lead you to choose the content that you will produce in the long run. So if you think about the fact that stories play the role of explaining what a story is all about, what a brand is all about, topics play the role, of explaining what a story is all about, because every brand has a story. So your brand story is essential. You have to understand your brand why. These topics can link to your why. It could be your corporate social responsibility. For example, love for the environment is a theme that you can decide to talk about. Talk about the fact that companies need to be a bit more aware of what they are producing. We need to be aware of what we are consuming. We need to be more thinking about more sustainable products that we can use. Those are sub-themes that you can talk about. We've talked about environment, the environment as your major theme. Your topic can then be, give me a topic under environment that is a sustainable environment. Would that be good? Or preservation?
Yeah, sustainable preservation. Conservation and preservation of our environment, basically.
Yes, conservation and preservation of your environment. That's a sub-theme or a topic. Under that, you can now have content posts that you will be able to post. So that brings us to this part. So this is my brand. I have my team, I have my sub-team, and I have my content idea. I said, okay, my team is mindset, because I believe that if you have the right mindset, you are able to create better content. So I said, my teams are business, mindset, and content creation. Then my sub-teams I picked just mindset so that I'm not doing all, I'm not confusing you. My sub-teams for mindset are goals, personal development, imposter syndrome, time management, and productivity. Now, under productivity, I can get content ideas. How can you improve productivity? I can decide to ask my audience to share how they improve productivity. So that engages with them and they tell you, oh, this is what I do, this is what I don't do. Doing that helps you engage with them. I can give my top 5 books on productivity and then ask a question. What books have you read, or what books will you recommend when it comes to productivity? Someone can say, oh, how to get things done. Some people say there are some books you must read if you want to understand productivity. What are the 5 books that you must read? You can share your thoughts on that. I can talk about the 5 ideas for a more productive life. Talk about time management, having balance, meditating, waking up early. That it gives you planning on paper, switching off your phone. Those are ideas that seem very simple, that you should say, oh, these people should know it. Share it.
Yeah.
Don't say, oh, they already know it.
Mm-hmm.
Share it. Because sometimes when you think you know somebody says, you're like, oh, I've been thinking about it. This is so true. Or if I plan my time properly, I can actually go on a tour. If I plan my time properly, I can actually go, or when I go for my business trip, if I have planned my itinerary, I can go on this tour. But if I have not planned it, I can't go on any tour at all. I will just be working. Or when I get there, I'm like, oh, what are the places I can visit? What if I was meant to buy a ticket in advance?
Let me cut you in there, DK. So one of my travel people, what he does is that he has a spreadsheet of the countries he's going to visit and how much he's going to spend in his time during there. Then even during his time there, he has a breakdown of how much he's going to spend. And when you see this guy's Instagram page, you see that he has been to Morocco, he's been there, but you don't know that he has budgeted. How am I going to spend $100 only for my trip here for like one day? And he's having amazing time. You're seeing pictures. Yeah. This guy has planned it with a spreadsheet. So when I heard about that, I was
sharing that information. Just imagine if he starts sharing that information.
Man, I thought I was organized until I heard him talking about. So that's another aspect of productivity you can even add in the tourism industry.
Yes, that's another aspect. There are things that you can do. You can say what to pack. Some people forget to pack certain things when they're traveling. Or you're going for a wedding. Have you packed your strapless bra? When you get there, you're not like, I can't wear this dress. As girls, we already know that, yes, but you are right. But if you've started putting, you tell people, when you're traveling, don't start packing the night before. Start packing a month before. Start putting things aside. So you're giving them, oh, this is a checklist of things you should check for. Your toothbrush, if you have an electronic toothbrush, your charger. If you're traveling, your charger, unplug your charger. So you tell them a day before, don't forget to unplug your charger. So you're leaving the hotel room. How to ensure you don't leave anything behind in the hotel room. So there are lots of things that you can share that will add value to your industry and make it amazing for your page. Think about your page as a place that you want to share information, add value to people. It's a magazine. If you're flipping through an interesting magazine, you want to see much more. If you flip through Vogue, they could talk about productivity in Vogue. They could talk about how to wear your makeup in Vogue. They don't just tell you, oh, this is from Ralph Lauren, although they have some adverts placed in there as promotional posts. But they will show you, oh, this is this person's skincare routine. And you're like, Kate Moss wears this. I need this in my life. Kate hasn't told you to buy it. All she has done is she has shown you how she does it. Oh, this person visited this destination on their trip. Oh, I need to visit that destination. Those are the kind of things you should think about. Think out of the box with content. Do not be rigid. Be flexible. Think about what you love reading. What makes you go to a certain page and want to stay on that page? Why should people come on your page and stay on your page? So we've come to the end of today's study. I hope that you've been able to understand how to keep your content fresh. Content is about getting ideas from all these sectors. So what I've given you can give you 2 years worth of content if you go through all these stages and bring out all the topics from the problems to the team and sub-teams. So I would say keep your content fresh, think out of the box, look at your industry and all the areas mentioned. And then if you want more information on how you can create your own content, you can join my DIY branding group. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And if you want access to the form to fill all the details mentioned, just send me a message and I'll provide a link. I'll provide a direct link where you can download it. So you can have access to the slides and the form for you to fill for your own specific brand. So thank you very much, Nene, for having me around. Do you have any questions for me?
Girl, in fact, I am full. Even me self, I don't learn something new. I mean, it's really the idea of your Instagram page being a catalog. So guys, let me show you guys her Instagram page. I mean, like, then so you will understand where I'm coming from and see how clean her page looks like. So you see, there's no fluff she's talking about. Look at her page. Like, look at how clean it is. So guys, like you said, a magazine, not a catalog, not a, what's the other one you mentioned again?
An album.
Not an album. See how she's doing like a post, pictures, and then let me give an example of a carousel. All right, so this is like someone's poster, then it tells you more about the person or the thing that you need to know about the tips. That's the beautiful thing about this Instagram. You can do so many beautiful things. I let people. You see, like I said, see how clean her page is. You need to make your Instagram page look catchy so that people can see and know, okay, this is for me and this is how I want to do it. So, DK, this is amazing. Thank you so much. So I have like 2 questions for you. Just 2 questions.
Okay, awesome.
All right, so the first one is, what's the difference in an Instagram personal page and a business page? Mm-hmm. And is it possible to use both of them to like build brand visibility for your business?
Yeah, so you can separate them and you can merge them. Now we have the emergence of personal brands. So brands will want to go on your page and see what your page is like to understand your personality, because everything you post online is a representation of what your brand stands for. So yes, you can merge them because you could use it to promote using if you have, some celebrities, when they have a business, they still post about it on their page. However, this is what I see your page could be as. Your page could be where you hang out. And your business page is is where people, is a window into your shop or window into your
shopping,
life.
yeah.
So yeah, people are, when you're going window shopping, everybody displays the best things before you go in and find out where you want to have the conversation and build that community. So see your profile as where you hang out, see your page as a window into your shop, and see your website or your Facebook community as your shop where people come and communicate. People can engage with you on your window shop. They look in, they could have conversations. They may not come in, so they may say, oh, how much is this? They could ask questions. Wait, because people comment on the window, they see a post, they send a message. Oh, how much is this? They're engaging with you a bit. But when you build communities, when they start buying from you, and you want to build community, you can do all this with your profile, yes. But sometimes people advise you separate it so that your business life is different from your personal life for personal and security reasons.
Thanks a lot for that, DK. So the next and final question, what would you advise people to do when it comes to promoting their stuff on Instagram? Would you advise them to go organically or use Instagram ads or to combine both? I mean, because I know a lot of people when they look at my Instagram marketing, they're thinking about, I have to pay ads, I have to do this, just like Facebook. But what would you advise? Organic or adverts or combine both?
I'll say it's a combination of both. I know I'm of the opinion that you shouldn't oversell on Instagram. So most of the posts I gave you today were value-added posts, value that you can add, but don't forget to sell. So sell on your post organically like 30% of the time. Or think about it this way. There are 3 posts on a line. You can, if you want to sell like that, sell on one post, promote what you do. Selling is go and read my blog post. Go and listen to my channel. You're promoting yourself and what you do. So you're selling organically like that, letting people know who you are and what you do. You're using user-generated content, what other people have said about your brand, and using the feedback to sell your product. Or you're also doing paid ads. We can't... In the beginning, it was possible to do that. Now, the businesses have taken over social media, so we have to pay for visibility in a way. So you can grow organically and you can grow with ads. So grow with a combination. Use the right hashtags. Hashtag is another lesson on its own. Use the right hashtags to be in front of the right audience. Get the best pictures. Put yourself in the best light. But when it comes to promoting, do not ignore traditional media. That's one thing we tend to do. We tend to ignore traditional media. Use traditional media. Use a PR agent if you have to. Go on other people's platforms and promote on their platforms. Talk about yourself. Add value to other people. It's not just doing the paid ads. Paid ads are good, but you have to appear in front of the right audience for them to pay attention to you. So you want a situation where you are going where your audience are. So if your audience are listening to a certain podcast, you can pitch yourself to go on that podcast to be a guest on that podcast. You can do what we call a partnership post and talk about the benefits you've gotten from that podcast. You can go and write an article in a newspaper or get interviewed by a newspaper company. So do PR, do advertising, do public relations, embrace traditional media, post on your page, promote yourself, sell yourself. No one can sell you as much as you can. Sell yourself to the best of your ability.
Thank you so much, DK. This is a course on its own. I know how many people will pay just to do this as a course. So thanks a lot for being here, and really appreciate all the information and content you've given us.
Welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. It was wonderful talking with you people, honestly. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. All right then, bye.
All right then, bye.